Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Purpose Driven Chance. I'm your host, William Grayson, and today we got none other than Manuel Soto. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, brother? How you doing? Let's go, champ.
Manuel Soto is basically the owner of premium dog food brand Impact Over Money. So tell them about yourself, Soto.
How you doing? How you doing, bro? What's going on?
Nice
to see you, man.
Nice to see you.
So, Impact Over Money Companions is a dog food brand that me and my family started. We're a family veteran-owned business. We basically started a raw dog food business to help with our dog. We have a dog right here who happened to come, Bolo Young. We purchased Bolo Young back in 2021. He's an American XL Bully. And once I got him, I started feeding him a whole bunch of different kibbles.
Right.
And I realized his skin kept breaking out. He kept breaking out, kept having allergic reactions, and I wasn't sure what was going on. So I kept switching up the kibbles, and I couldn't figure out what was the best bet for him.
Right.
I had another friend that I used to be stationed with, man, who was feeding his dog. He had an XL Bully who was feeding his dog raw. So I was like, hey, man, what made you start feeding your dog raw? He was going through the same thing. So these blue dogs, they usually come with a lot of allergies. So I sat down with him, learned how to make the raw dog food, and started doing it with myself. And it was a pain. Me and my buddy was doing it with my family. And once we started making it, I realized, hey, if I needed it, other people needed it. And I washed my dog's coat change. So I figured, hey, why not start selling it?
Oh, and so this is how the dog food brand was born.
Exactly how the dog food brand was born.
So let me ask you this one question. How does your brand prioritize the health and well-being of dogs, and how do you prioritize that?
Exactly. Basically how I broke it down from the beginning. So I didn't know how to make dog food at all. So we started looking up things on YouTube, Googling, and we found a doctor, Dr. Ian. He came out with something called the Barf Diet. So the Barf Diet is basically a book that you purchase, teaches you all about feeding raw for cats or dogs, and it breaks it down, the nutritional blend for your dog that you would prefer. So we sat down with that, we read it, I read the book back and forward, started making the dog food, started talking to my vet. My vet liked the Barf Diet. The only thing that she didn't like about it wasn't that many oats in there. There wasn't no oats, she wanted rice or whatever. So we started adding oatmeal. So basically, through the recommendation of our veterinarian and the book that we bought off of Dr. Ian, we started making our raw dog food, and I started mixing blends. So I wasn't sure exactly what would work for him. So then through that process, it took us about 6 months. I was basically using my dog as a guinea pig to learn how to get our blend together. We did that for about 6 months. Once we realized and I figured out a good blend and I learned how to make it, that's when we started deciding, hey, man, let's go champ. Let's try to sell it,
So walk me through when you start to make the dog food. Tell me what's what do you have to do without telling
So basically, man, you can follow us on Instagram. I got an Instagram page at IOMC_LLC. Basically, that page is a documentary of our process from beginning to end. So if you go on the videos, you'll see us going to the grocery stores, buying the products, coming back, grinding it up, mixing it up with my family, packaging it up. So there's not much for me not to say. But so we started going to the grocery stores, and we realized the grocery store prices was more expensive, right? So we were like, okay, how can we cut this cost down? So we went to the grocery store, we bought everything that was on the Barf Diet straight from the grocery stores. Once we started doing that, we was like, man, we know there's a way we could break this price down. Because I didn't want to start selling it yet. One, because it was very expensive, because I was going to like Walmart and Food Lion. And I wasn't quite confident in myself to make sure we were doing the right thing. So we started doing that, and once we got comfortable, through anything, you put in the hard work, you start talking to people, you start, hey, man, why don't you go to this meat market? Okay, so then we started going to the meat market. So the meat market guy was like, hey, man, you're here like every month spending like so much dollars buying 200 pounds of chicken and 60 pounds of liver. He was like, man, I love your service, but I know what you're doing. You told me about yourself. I said, man, just go to Restaurant Depot. And I was like, man, you're right. You know what I mean? So I went to Restaurant Depot, and basically Restaurant Depot is a factory where all the restaurants go to. Like I go there, all the top restaurants in my neighborhood are in there shopping at Restaurant Depot. You go there, you provide them your LLC, you put in the order online, They come and they ship it. Either they can ship it to your house or you go there and pick it up. I go there and pick it up because obviously I'm a small business. I don't buy in bulk.
Right.
To have like thousands and thousands, right?
Yeah.
So mine's just kind of small order, so they don't quite have everything there all the time. So I got a pre-stage just in case, roll black pants, just in case they don't have everything. Then I might go to Walmart, or I might go to Costco's, or I might go to the meat market to substitute, because I've learned through trials and tribulations at the places I can go, right?
There you go.
So I'm going exactly everywhere you're going to go sit at the restaurant to go eat, that same chicken that you're buying at P.F. Chang's or Roof Chris. I've seen Roof Chris trucks. Man, Bolo Young is eating that exact same food.
So your dog is getting the same thing out of it.
Exact same thing. Just made with my love and dedication with my family. Let's go change.
All right. So how do you gather feedback from your customers about, improving your product? Like, how do you get that back? Like, hey, this is good, or this might need some improvement. What do you do once you get that?
So the thing is with dog food, man, and I try to talk to a lot of people about it, and my customers, it's hard to get everything perfectly lined in, right? Because you're you and I'm me, right?
Right.
I'm this type of dog. I might need this type of blend. You might need this type of protein, so on and so forth. So this is more like either it's going to work or it's a starter package to get you to where you need to go.
Right.
Our goal is one day to be able to provide different blends. This blend is designed strictly for Bolo Young and dogs of his kind. Right?
Okay.
XL Bullies, that's the community I came up in.
Right.
So that's the formula I used. So I started feeding it to him, and then once I started feeding it to him and everything started working out, that's when I started selling it. I've lost customers because some dogs are allergic to chicken. Some dogs are allergic to liver. Some dogs are allergic to ground beef, right?
Right.
And I'm just not big enough yet to cater to every single type of customer and every single type of needs.
And basically every type of different dog.
And every different type of dog. But yeah. I mean, dogs eat everything. I feed this dog food anywhere from to French Bulldogs, to Bolo. I got German Shepherds. I got Shar-Pei customers.
Oh.
I got various mutt customers. I got a Poodle. I got a Doberman Pinscher customer. I got a Rottweiler customer. I lost out. I had this one lady who had a Mastiff who wanted to buy from us. She had 280-pound Mastiffs, man, but they were allergic to chicken. So she was like, hey, do you mind making a special blend for me? And me, I had to stick to my guns. I was like, I can't do that. I'm not big enough yet. This needs to be catered to the customers that I'm feeding now and to my dogs. So I had to lose that, man. But, hopefully one day we'll get to that point where,
you can cater to different dogs.
I can cater to different dogs. We, eventually we want to add rabbit. I know buddies who live out in West Virginia who breed rabbits. Instead of adding chicken, maybe one day we can add rabbit to our blends. There's different ideas that we have, man. It's just, got to take it day by day.
All right. What expansion plans do you have to for your brand in the future?
Ooh, so that's a tough question, man.
Because this goes along with what I just said.
Yeah. So I get a lot of support, man, from a lot of people, man. Always calling me, hey, man, Manny, can you ship out some dog food to us? Ship out this, ship out that. But the thing is, man, this is raw dog food. So you got to treat it like raw food like you would anywhere else.
Right.
So you can't just put this in the mailbox or put it in a box and ship it, right? You got to get dry ice and things like that. So then the price starts skyrocketing even more. So and it kind of takes away from the point of my business,
Right.
My raw dog food versus store raw dog food, one, there's probably spam in there when you look at it. It doesn't look like this. We could talk about that later.
Yeah.
But their prices is like $12 a pound. This is as low as $4 a pound.
Whoa, that's really cheap.
Yeah, so that's really the quite focus.
All right, that's good. How do you see your pet food industry evolving, and how is your brand prepared to adapt?
Yeah, so back to the expansion. So we sat down and with multiple different distribution companies and lawyers, right, to sit down and figure out how can we get this into stores.
Right.
So you got to think of it like this. Think of the business like I'm gonna think of something like P.F. Chang's. Let's think of this P.F. Chang's.
Right.
You go to P.F. Chang's, you sit there and you eat at that restaurant, you eat their food, you're getting their gourmet food, hopefully 100% from a store, not GMO made and whatever, because you're paying that good bucks, right?
Right.
But P.F. Chang's has their store, their food blend and food line. Well, that same blend that they have in Food Line is then packed with shit ton of preservatives because they can't give you the same quality that they give you at the restaurant, right? They can't give it to you there because it's staying there longer. They don't know when it's going to sell, so it's not as healthy.
Right.
So if we ever decide to go that route, we know the people who to talk to. But then now is, do we want to go that route? Because it then takes away from our purpose of feeding it to the dogs. We sat there and we came out with plenty of commercials on Instagram trying to compare our raw dog food to competitors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nowhere near their level. The only thing I'm trying to explain to you is that even though they're saying it's raw, it's not 100% raw because it has to get packaged. It has to get stayed somewhere. It has to get shipped. You know what I mean? So if I ever do go that route, then this food wouldn't be as exquisite as it is right now.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Because it'd have to have some type of preservatives in it. So do I ever want to go that route? I don't know. I don't know yet. Maybe if we ever get that big enough. Right now, we're still on proof of concept. I'm still driving around in my own personal vehicle with my kids and coolers, dropping dog food off at customers. You know what I mean? If it gets to the point that maybe I can't handle something like that no more, or my freezer space is in, then maybe I might have to dibble and dabble into that type of, you know?
Yeah.
But right now, I can't put my quite focus fully onto it. I did the research. I talked to the people. I just don't want to get ahead of myself and get lost in the game, man.
All right, so let's stay where you're at.
It's a marathon. You know what I mean? It's a marathon.
I see what you're saying. Just got to make it to the end.
Yep.
Can you, let's see, in what ways do you engage with the dog owners in the community?
So I used to go to dog shows. Again, we got videos of us going to dog shows, different XL bully shows, American bully shows, where we would sit down and promote the health of dog food and try to engage with customers there. I go to dog parks with my dog, just like I brought him here.
Right.
You know, people see him and they see us, you know, they kind of get stereotyped and they think like, oh my God, look at these two guys, right? He's a 140-pound teddy bear, right?
Right.
But don't test him. Let's go check. You know what I mean? But so I engage with customers I engage with people at dog parks, pet stores. I go out and hand out my cards, my business cards if I see people. We're part of me and my one of my business partners, Izzy's Ways. He's a dog trainer. We're part of a community in Reston, Virginia, where we promote the health and well-being of dogs. During the summer, every Wednesday, you can find us there. They set up a big, nice little dog run for us. You got dog trainers there. You have myself there promoting dog food. You have different people with boarding facilities. Basically, it's a place to go where you can take your dogs at, meet other people who have dogs, and then find services for them that are vetted. You know, we're all vetted through the community to make sure that we're able to be there and providing a healthy and respectful setting. You know
all right, so where is your dog food brand out of? Like what state? Like I know.
So we out of Ashburn, Virginia.
Okay.
Out of Loudoun County.
Okay, Ashburn, Virginia.
Out of Loudoun County.
All right. So
straight out the house. Out the kitchen.
Out the kitchen.
Out the kitchen.
How do you approach marketing for your brand, for your dog?
Okay, so I'm a part of a whole bunch of different forums that I share on. We have an Instagram page again that we promote our commercials on, and motivational videos and things about our food brand on Instagram. Again, IOMC_LLC. I also have a website, www.impactovermoney.com. You can also find us there. So with us through social media, like everybody else, I haven't branched over to TikTok yet, man. Through my military days, man. We couldn't go on TikTok. I never had it when I was in Japan. So that's probably the only social media you can find me on is TikTok and Twitter. I do have a TikTok account, but it has literally 0 posts. Don't have the energy. But right now, that's what we're doing, man. Just grind, man, out the trunk and the dog parks and on social media, man.
So did you share a success story that your dog food brand helped the dog besides your own dog?
Besides my own dog?
Yeah.
I guess why the customers keep buying from me is a success story. You know what I mean? They're happy with it. They keep coming back, man. Blue Magic. You know what I mean? They keep coming back. Their dog is happy. Their dog is healthy. Man, the good thing about it, like I said, man, this raw thing is really the benefit for the dog, man. Benefit for the dog is something for me to do with my family, man. Teach my kids financial literacy. And, I mean, you can tell by him. We can open his mouth, man. You see no tartar on his teeth. He has no tartar. The thing is with with that kibble too, man. It messes up their teeth, messes up their joints.
Yeah.
Their whole diet and everything's changed. It's just their health and well-being. So it's success stories. I just say my customers keep coming back.
So can we expect any new products coming from you anytime soon?
As of right now, no new products when it comes to dog food. Again, maybe one day I'll be able to provide different blends. But we also promote our merchandise. We also promote our merchandise on our we promote our merchandise on our website, which is strictly all about positive affirmation, man. We had our original logo. Our original logo was basically like a family, and it said "Impact Over Money Companions." And it was a big logo,
right?
And I used to wear it everywhere I went, but it wasn't quite appealing to the point where I felt like I could wear it in a professional setting and I could wear it in other places. I'm like, man, this is just a big ass advertisement logo, right?
Right.
So I was like, man, how can I come up with something that represents me, my company, and something positive at the same time? So me and my art designer who I work with, man, 40 Degrees Apparel. You can follow him on Instagram, on the website. You'll see him, man. Shout out to Sean, man, big buddy of mine. We sat down and we came up with this logo, and I was like, when I saw it, it said I'm. I was like, impact over money.
Yeah.
So when I saw it said impact over money, it said I said, you know what, man? Positive affirmation. I'm all about positive affirmation. I'm all about trying to motivate somebody. So I said, with this logo, not only does it look nice, you throw a word underneath that means something to you. Now you got something positive on your shirt,
There you go.
So it's impact over money companions for the Paws sign, and it's I'm intentional.
Okay.
Right? So like yours says I'm purpose driven.
Yeah.
And we have other things that we're doing, man. We're not just quite focusing on dog food, man. I have a whole team. It's a family. I got a good friend of mine. So we also have a real estate portfolio that we operate on for Impact Over Money Kingdoms. We also have a mobile mechanic service that we're about to start offering in Miami, Florida. And we're going to get our dealership license. And that'll be Impact Over Money Motors. And I'm waiting for my brother to graduate. My brother's about to graduate school and become a psychiatrist. Big shout out to my brother Felix, man. He's going to start Impact Over Money Counseling. So, man, this platform is not just all about dog food, man. It's about a way to teach all of us financial literacy, not just my family, not just myself, but my team, man. And we're basically trying to build a platform where we can motivate each other, And that's really what it's all about.
Now, my final thoughts, and we wrapping up. What can you tell aspirating entrepreneurs coming up? Like, hey, I want to do something. I want to start my own business. What can you tell them so they know, hey, okay, in entering in the pet food industry? Like, hey, I want to do what he's doing right now. For my dog. People love German Shepherds. They love Rottweilers. They love,
well, not just dogs, man. Just business in general, man. Just like exactly what the name of your podcast is, man. You gotta be purpose driven, man, and you gotta stick to your guns, man. And sticking to your guns is like more being in tune with yourself and not caring what others think. As long as you're intentional with it and you're in a good place, right?
Right.
Like a lot of things that used to hold me back was I used to always feel like if this person wasn't doing something, I can't do it. Like how can I do this? I look up to this person so much and they're not doing it, so how can I achieve
But that might not be for that person
exactly.
to do. And a lot of people don't understand it.
Exactly.
That wasn't given to them to do, it was given to you to do.
Exactly. So it's one, understanding that about yourself. And then two, if you do, like me, I don't mind telling people my ideas because I like feedback. But again, if you know what you're doing and you're in tune with it and you're intentional, I used to tell my sailors all the time when I was in the Navy, man, 90% of success is caring. Once you care, everything else starts coming in. Because once I sit down and you see my vibe and you start seeing I'm doing something and you see I care, you're going to provide ways to help me if you're a caring person. You're going to be like, man,
let me help this dude out,
man.
Right.
Life is also about networking, right?
Right.
So, man, care about what you're doing. Put 100% your foot forward. And, let's go, champ. Stick to your guns, man. Everything's gonna suck. It starts from the bottom.
Yeah.
People need to understand that. You have to put. When I was putting this dog food, when I started making dog food, I had no idea what I was doing. No idea. So again, you can look at us from the beginning of our Instagram page. You can see from us starting, I had no idea on promotion, know how to make it. Like, it's about understanding that if you care and you keep on going, you're gonna figure it out.
Right.
You just have to be intentional with it, and you have to be in a good place.
And
You
if
know what I
there's
mean?
no failure, you're not going to succeed.
You're not, man.
Because each failure brings, okay, I know
Right.
what not to do.
Exactly.
And then you improve on that.
Exactly.
A lot of people that when they fail, they give up.
Exactly.
So, you know, well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up another episode of Purpose Driven Chance with my guest today, Manuel Soto from Impact Over Money Premium Dog Food Brand. Where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram again, IOMC_LLC, or our website, www.impactovermoney.com. Let's go, champ, man.
Good day and good night.
How we doing? Go